Okay, so Ross chapter 9, you're asked to translate into Hebrew these 6 English expressions or sentences. So any questions about these? Let's take a look at number 3. So we have the warriors are upright. The warriors are upright. Let's pause before we actually look at the Hebrew or do the Hebrew and ask ourselves the question, do we have any adjectives in these sentences? Okay, which ones are the adjectives? Okay, so upright and wicked. Good. Now, what are the 3 adjectival uses that we've learned? Attributive, predicate, and substantival. Now, just looking at the English sentences here, which adjectival uses are these? Okay, I've got 1 vote for predicate. Both of them? All right, now what makes this a predicate adjective? It's after the verb and subject, that's right. And predicate adjectives tell you what? What the subject noun is. So it's not telling you what kind of warriors we're talking about, right? Otherwise it would be something like the happy warriors or the upright warriors. But it's telling you what the warriors are. Okay? So that is a predicate use. Now, when we have predicate adjectives, and we have an English copula, are we gonna have a copula in Hebrew, a verb for to be? No. This is what makes it a little bit complicated, right? Now, the warriors are the warriors and the king articular or not? Will they come with the article or no? I guess I had a yes and a no. Yes. Okay, I'm going to expect the article on these forms, right? So predicate adjectives, well here, let me back up. Attributive adjectives will agree with their nouns in which ways? Gender, number, and definiteness, okay? So if the noun is definite, the attributive adjective will be definite. If the noun is not definite, the attributive adjective will not be definite. All right? And there's one other thing attributive adjectives have to do. There's a position requirement. They have to go where in relation to the noun? After. Always after. Attributive after. AA. Okay? So after the noun. Predicate adjectives, they can go which place? Where can predicate adjectives go? Can they go after the noun? They can go before, and they can go after. So there is no position requirement. They can go before or after, all right? And they agree in gender and number, okay? But here's the deal. They are never definite. So it doesn't matter whether the noun, the subject noun is definite or not. These will only have gender and number, okay? Never will see the article on a predicate adjective. Okay, now with that in mind, let's translate the first one into Hebrew. What is the word for upright? One of our new vocabulary words. Yashar. Am I going to make it masculine singular, masculine plural, or feminine plural? Masculine plural because warriors is masculine plural. So I need yashar, but I have to change it to the masculine plural. So what does yashar become when it's masculine plural? I add im to the end. And then what's going to happen? Are any vowels going to change here? Yes. The reem is tonic. The sha is pretonic. I already have a long vowel here, so I don't have to change it because old preacher sermons are long. Open pretonic syllables require a long vowel. But open proprotonic syllables like to reduce to what? A vocal shava. So it'll be yasharim for the vocal shava, not yasharim. So yasharim. And then I could put this in front of the adjective. And there's no copula in Hebrew, so I just go to the warriors, which is what? What's a warrior in Hebrew? Gibor. Gibor. Put the article on it. Ha Gibor. And you got to remember that Gibor has a dagesh forte in the bet. Ha is going to add a dagesh forte where the gimel just had a dagesh lene before. Ha Gibor. And then it's plural. So Ha Gibor Reem. Right? Ha Giborim. So Yesharim Ha Giborim. In the Hebrew order, that's upright are the warriors, or you could put it into better English order, the warriors are upright. Now, I could have also put these in the opposite places. I could have had Hagibarim Yesharim. Okay? And that would have also said the same thing. It is more common to have the subject noun first. That is what you'd expect. So if you had the predicate adjective first, it's because the writer is trying to highlight that for one reason or another. Okay, now we're going to then say, but the king is wicked. Now, what do I use for but in Hebrew? I'm going to use the conjunction vav. And then I could either put the king or wicked first. It doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and do the predicate adjective first, just because we did it that way here. So what's the new word for wicked we've just learned? Okay, Rasha. Double kamet and an ayin at the end. Do I need another form besides Rasha given the subject noun the king? No, because the king is masculine singular. Wicked needs to be masculine singular, and it already is. And then the king is Ha Melech. Any special accent marks I need to include here? Right here over the mem, right? Ha Melech. So V'rasha Ha Melech. Predicate adjective. Notice does not have definiteness, but it does agree with the noun and gender and number. Okay? All right. So there you go. And then again, I could have put this in reverse order as well. V'hamelech Rasha as well. Okay? Anybody have any other questions about this one? Or about any of the other 6 or the other 5 of this first 6 here? Yeah. Let's look at number 5. So we have the Lord is greater than the prophet. When I have greater than, what am I going to be using in my sentence? What preposition is used to say more of something than something else? I'm going to be using the preposition men. That's right. Now, whenever you see a sentence like this, basically you need to be thinking of the sentence without the preposition men, or without the comparison. The Lord is greater than the prophet. What you're going to want to be saying is something like, the Lord is great, and then you're going to have compared to the prophet. Okay? So we want to start with trying to say the Lord is great, and then add a men before what the Lord is greater than. Okay, so I need a copular construction in Hebrew, but just with the copula missing. So I call that a null copula clause. What's the word for great? This is one of our new adjectives. Gadol. Good. Gadol. Now, the Lord is great. The subject noun is the Lord. That's masculine singular. And so my predicate adjective needs to be masculine singular. Okay, so Gadol is masculine singular. There's no ending here. Gadol Adonai. Great is the Lord. And I could have also gone the other way. Adonai Gadol. Okay? And then, I'm not just wanting to say great is the Lord, but greater than someone is the Lord. So I need a men preposition. So I can do this the sissy way. Men and the prophet ha, na, vi. All right? So, Gadol Adonai min hanavi. Great is the Lord compared to the prophet means the Lord is greater than the prophet. All right? It would just be a lot easier if we could just add ER to the end of a word like that, right? Gadoler. You are gadoler than him. All right. But we can't do that in Hebrew. Got to use the min preposition. Now, we could also add it the Marine Corps way. How would I do that? It would not be min hanavi, but I would have done a Keurig and a doubling dot because the noon would have assimilated, but the hey says, no way, Jose. Reject the dagesh forte, compensatorily lengthen the Keurig. Now you know why the Keurig becomes a sere. The historical Hebrew vowel chart has sere is the tone long I class, and the tone short I classes are segol and Keurig, right? Those are the short ones. Both of these, if they have to lengthen, will lengthen to a sere. All right? All of these are I class vowels. All right, so me hanavi. Does that help? Make sense? All right. Let me turn your attention to the actual answer key here. And what I want to do is just review the grammar of the lesson by looking at the answers that you should have, just to remind ourselves. Look at number 1. I have Tzadik hanavi me ha'eved. Say that with me. Tzadik hanavi me ha'eved. Okay, so what kind of a word is tzadik? Is that a noun or an adjective? That is an adjective. So let's just note that, adjective here. And does it have the article? No, there's no ha, right? So if this is an adjective and it's not following another noun, it cannot be attributive, can it? It might be a predicate adjective. Just because it doesn't have the article doesn't mean it has to be a predicate adjective, but it might be, and there's a good chance that it is. So I'm going to find the noun that would be the subject of this sentence if this is a predicate adjective. So right now I'm thinking this is a predicate adjective. Hanavi. What's that mean? The prophet. That's masculine singular. Tzadik is masculine singular. This one's definite, and tzadik is not definite. So this is a good candidate for a predicate adjective. So that means that I'm saying that this is what the prophet is. Okay? So how would I translate that? Just those two words together? The prophet is righteous. Now I have me ha'eved. Me ha'eved. The prophet is righteous from the servant. Does that make any sense? Nope. So I'm going to want to translate this min as a comparative min, possibly. The prophet is righteous compared to the servant. How would you translate that into good English? The prophet is more righteous than the servant. Why didn't you say the prophet is righteouser than the servant? It doesn't sound righteous to say that, does it? It sounds very unrighteous. Okay. So that's just a little bit of review on identifying predicate adjectives as well as the min preposition. Now look at ha'ish ha'tov in number 2. Ha'ish ha'tov. Do I have an adjective in here? Is ish a noun or an adjective? It's a noun. Do I have an adjective over here? Is tov an adjective or a noun? That is an adjective, isn't it? Now, does the adjective follow the noun? Yes. Does it agree with the noun in gender and number? Does it agree in definiteness too? Yes, I have ha-ha, don't I? Remember ha-ha? Both are definite, both have the same gender number. Then this is what kind of adjective? It's attributive. So it's telling me what kind of man here. The what kind of man? The good man. So the man, the good, is the good man. Notice the copula is missing. Got to add is ba'ir. The good man is in city. Is it a city or the city? The city. How do you know? Yeah. The hay swallowed, but its vowel is there. Ha'ir, right? If it were not articular, it would be shava, ba'ir. Okay? So this is in the city. Now look at what I have next. Ha-r-sha-a. What kind of word is this? It's an adjective. Does it come after a noun? Yes. Does it agree in gender and number? Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Ir, isn't that masculine singular? No. It looks masculine singular, but it is in fact feminine singular. Risha'a is feminine singular. Oh, but this has got the article and this one doesn't, does it? Oh, no, it does. That's right. That's why I pointed that out. There is an article hey swallowed up in here. So it agrees in gender, number, and definiteness of this adjective is attributive. And it's telling you what kind of city they are in the evil city. Okay? So the good man is in the evil city. There you go. All right. Now, we just did 3. Let's look at 4 real quickly. I have Yafa ha-aretz. Yafa ha-aretz ha-gedolah. How many of these words are adjectives? 2 of them are adjectives. Which 2? The first and the last. Yafa is an adjective. Ha-gedolah is an adjective. Let's start with ha-gedolah. Does that follow a noun? It comes after a noun? Does it agree with that noun in gender, number, and definiteness? It does. Eretz is feminine singular. Gedolah is feminine singular. Ha, aretz, ha, gedolah. This is what kind of adjective? Attributive. So I need to translate it in front of eretz, right? The what kind of land? The great land. The great land. Now look at Yafa. Is that feminine singular? Yeah, what's the masculine singular form of this adjective? It's Yafe. Remember the segohe form? Okay, we got to chop it off to get and add the vocalic endings of the a, im, and ot for the other forms. Okay, well then this must be an attributive adjective as well, right? Nope. What is the one thing that tells you it absolutely cannot be attributive? Yeah, it's before. Attributives go after the noun. So that's one reason. Second reason, it's not definite. And this noun here is. So there's a mismatch there. So it'll have the same gender and number, but I will never make it definite if it's a predicate adjective. All right, so how am I going to translate this? The great land is Yafa, is beautiful. Okay, now let's just play with this a little bit. How would I say something like the great and beautiful land, where I had 2 attributive adjectives, the great and beautiful land? Okay, yeah, so Yafa would have to go after the noun, wouldn't it? Yafa. And what would have to be true about Yafa? It'd have to be definite because it's attributive, right? So ha, Yafa with the doubling dot. And then how would I say and? Add the vav. Okay? So it would be ha'aretz, ha'gedolah, ha'yafa. The land, the great, and the beautiful is the great and beautiful land. All right? Okay. We did 5, so let's look at 6 here real quickly. Everybody say this with me. Hanashim, hayafot, po. Okay, what's hanashim? The women. So what gender and number is nashim with its em ending? Ah, yeah, trying to trick you. It is feminine plural, even though it looks masculine plural. Article? Yes, definite. Look at hayafot. Its gender number is feminine plural and definite. So this must be attributive. What kind of women? The beautiful women. And what is this saying about them? The beautiful women are here, not poor. They po. Okay. When I was growing up in Mississippi, we were po. Yes, we were. All right. So the beautiful women are here. Good. All righty. So any questions about what we've done here? All righty. Let's look at the translation exercises from Hebrew to English. All right. Any questions about the 1 through 7 on the B section? Yeah, basically it's going to be contextual here. And with these isolated sentences, you just never know. So, yeah. Good question. Others? Let's look at number 1. What is this word yakar? What is that? Rare. That's right. Let's read this together. Yakar hadavar b'Yisrael. All right. So we know that's rare. So that's an adjective. Can that be an attributive adjective? No. Doesn't come after a noun. Very good. So very likely it's a predicate adjective, right? Let's confirm. Hadavar is what? It's the word and it's masculine singular. Yakar, masculine singular. Do they match definiteness? No. Well, so that's another reason this is an attributive. This looks like a predicate. So how am I going to translate this? The word is or was rare. But Yisrael? In Israel. That one's easy, right? Number 2, read this with me. Efo ha'avadim hatovim. All right. Any adjectives here? There it is. There's tov. What gender and number is tov? Masculine plural. It comes after avadim. What kind of a word is that? It's masculine plural. Is this a noun or an adjective? Havadim. It's a noun. What does it mean? Servant, because it's from eved. Remember eved? Servant, slave. And when we make it plural, it follows the pattern of davar. Devarim, avadim. Okay? Seglet noun. Eved. So it's a noun. Tovim. That's an adjective. Does it come after the noun? Yes. Does it agree in gender, number, and definiteness? Yes. Ha, 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 ha. So this is what kind of adjective? Attributive, and it tells you what kind of avadim? So it's the good servants. And apho means, it's a question word, where? Yeah, remember, who is me? Okay, so this is where. So how am I going to translate this? Where are the good servants? Number 3, everybody, mi rasha. Rasha hana'ar ma'od. Okay, so what again? Me is who wicked. Who wicked. So me Tarzan, you Jane, and who wicked. So what type of adjective is this? Is it substantival? Let me ask you, does it come after a word? Does it agree with it in gender, number, and definiteness? Me could be anybody. It could be any gender or number, couldn't it? Is this attributive? Is this saying a wicked who? What kind of who? A wicked who? No. We're supplying a copula here, right? Which makes this adjective What? What type of adjectives are on the other side of a copula? A predicate adjective. So, if I take this as a predicate adjective, it would be who is wicked. Who is wicked. Now, is it possible that this could be a substantival adjective? And if it were, how would I translate it? Well, it's singular, right? So it would be who is a wicked one, or who is a wicked man. All right? So that's possible. It's not very likely, but it is possible. So it's either who is wicked, predicate adjective, or who is a wicked one. And the answer is Rasha Hana'ar. Now, take a look. The adjective is before this noun, and they agree in gender and number, but not definiteness. So this is probably a predicate adjective, and it's what the na'ar is. So it's the, well, I think you're thinking of Yeled as a child, maybe. But so na'ar could be lad or servant. The servant is Rasha, wicked, and then ma'od intensifies it, is very wicked. All right? So my guess is that given the way the answer's given, the predicate use makes more sense. Who is wicked? The servant is very wicked. All right. Number 4, real quickly. Ha-sefarim, ha-ikarim, ba-hechal. So, is a sefarim an adjective or a noun? Noun. What does it mean? The books or scrolls. Yukarim. What kind of part of speech is that? That's an adjective. Do these agree in gender, number, and definiteness? Yes. And does this adjective follow the noun? What kind of adjective is it? Attributive. And it's telling me what kind of books. So the precious books, or the rare books, or the costly books. And then I don't have a verb, so I'm going to add one. My copula goes here. Are in the temple. That's right. And I know I have the article here because I don't have a vocal shava, which would normally be there without the article. All right. Any questions about the rest of these? We good here? All right. Well, we will stop with that.